There you go. See if what kind of
All
audio
right.
you got there.
Thank you.
Uh, like I said, with what we hooked up back there, it's going to be.
Hey, Miss.
It's not going to be your
Miss
first
Lana.
class.
Good. Good. I know. Me too.
I'm here tonight bringing you greetings from the land
Yes, man. I just.
where our great
Yes, man. I did. I spoke to him, and I told him I have. Yeah, I told him I have no problem talking to him about his event. I'm in the middle of a shoot right now, but I'll be finished this about 10 p.m. I don't know if you will still be up. Okay.
Nat Turner represents
Okay. I'll talk to you
our
then.
firm
All right. Bye bye.
400-year resistance to everything that Americanism stands for. And we are here because our ancestors resisted. They resisted, and that was something that they also did. They also remembered the ancestors.
Just letting you know.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
We can't help that because of the
This is
activism.
what we do.
I understood, yeah, that's
Okay.
going to be a challenge. But, you know, you should be good.
We pour libation to give honor, to honor our ancestors. And when we say black power, we acknowledge the only power that will ever free black people. And when we say free the land, we acknowledge the founding of the black nation here in North America.
Hey, you know the Wi-Fi? You know the Wi-Fi password?
March the
It's
31st,
what did it say? Okay, over here
1968.
is SBC. No, okay,
Black
wait a minute.
nationalists
Wait a minute.
net
I got that.
SBC FLC
and
202.
Let me write this down.
Huh?
202.
23.
The brothers and sisters who were there on that weekend,
2.
they signed the Declaration
It
of
was
Independence
323. 4. Wait a minute.
Until
Let me
it's
see.
over.
Hold on. I can tell you exactly.
that they would spend the rest of their time on earth attempting to free the land. To free the land, to free the people. You know that black nationalism, like black power, both are necessary for our survival. No black power, no survival. No free black land,
Okay. It's
no independence.
you got the first part. FLC, right? 202. 232. 4288.
Not anything to do
202.
with bastardizing
232.
of giving the lie
428.
to our ancestors like Brother Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Croson, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medicine Malcolm X, and other brothers and sisters who gave it all up that we may be standing here to continue the struggle until all black people are free on the planet. Until we free our planet of the cancer that has been on our earth for too many years. We call the name of our ancestors, going back to Queen and Zena, Shaka Zulu, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, but we have some recently departed ancestors that are fresh in our minds, like Brother Dick Gregory, Winnie Mandela. When I call the name, we're going to pull the vibration, and you can bear witness. Winnie Mandela, okay, Dick Gregory, the Mohawk, Nat Turner, Patrice Lumumba, Desiree, Brooklyn, and Margaret, who wants to go?
Okay, you have some. Did you have your external mic on? Or did you just speaking up?
Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I might have my external.
I'm thinking
Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Benjamin Jacqueline, Larry,
That's all right. That's right.
so you picked.
Yeah,
Medicine Now Next,
So you got
yeah. I got some headphones. I've been trying to mess with this for right now.
Dr. Martin Luther King, everyone who has given you the
I'll find
opportunity
out.
to acknowledge ancestors from your own family here in this gathering, in this powerful room. The vibrations in this room are tremendous.
Big ring.
I was thinking of imagine our own business reviewing one of the great books I've seen over the last few years. That was the book by Professor Brooke. I believe we're going to hear from Professor Brooke later, but I don't know if we'll talk about his book. But if you want to do yourself a favor, go to the table on the side of the room and look at Professor Brooke's book. When I look at his book as a publisher, I see all the great, deep research that is going into this book. If you've ever heard brother speak, you know he's full of knowledge. And it seems that he has outdone himself by writing a book to document what he's been doing. It's a 400-page book. It's a large book. It may be a large price, but now let's call out the ancestors in our own family. I'll start by calling my mother, Rose Lee
I got a question about this line right here. Let me show you. It's in that room.
You got Robert Harris, Mohammed Brown. Bobby Hutton. Red Hampton. Mark Clark.
Do a warm clap our hand to the elder for that wonderful libation to the ancestors. Thank you. Please be patient, family, for our upcoming guests and keynote speakers. Okay, we'll now welcome up Adasi. Are you ready? Proceed.
Thank you, brother. Greetings, brothers and sisters. First, I want to give thanks and praise to the Creator and the ancestors for allowing us all to be here. Also want to thank Sister Amy Jenkins, who invited us to participate in the program. I know she's been working really hard to organize this tremendous conference. My name is Sister Eureka. I'm one of the co-founders of ADASI. It's the acronym for the African Diaspora Ancestral Commemoration Institute. ADASI is a 26-year-old nonprofit education, cultural, and spiritual organization that is dedicated to institutionalizing the remembrance or commemoration of our African ancestors, the millions and millions of men, women, children, and babies who perished in the Middle Passage. We remember them, and as we begin to remember, we begin to break the collective amnesia, and we begin to move away from the fear and the shame and the pain and the guilt that we carry in our DNA from generation to generation that we just can't seem to get away from. But by remembering, we begin the healing process, and we begin to restore ourselves to our pride and dignity we once were. Adasi also remembered those ancestors who survived the Ma'afa, so that we can also begin to draw upon their strength, their courage and determination, so that we can move forward and do the work that we're supposed to do in our community and our people. Adasi is, we're very honored that the great Dr. John Henry Clark served as our senior advisor to Adasi from inception until he transitioned to the ancestors, as well as Baba Joseph Njai, who was the inspiration behind the founding of Adasi. Baba Joseph Njai was the curator of the slave house on Goree Island, and it was by him coming that allowed us to begin to make that reconnection with the ancestors. We remember in a very progressive way through educational forum. We present some of the world's most renowned scholars, artists, activists, religious and spiritual leaders whose message and whose works speak to liberation, empowerment, healing, and restoration. A key component of Adasi is, well, two key components. Number one, we host an international commemoration the second weekend in June, and this is in conjunction with the International Coalition to commemorate the African ancestors of the Ma'afa. These are commemoration activities that take place all over the U.S., the Caribbean, in Brazil, in Colombia, in Venezuela, all over the continent. Second weekend in June, then we go down to the Anacostia River. We process from Union Temple Baptist Church. We go down to the Anacostia River for a healing ceremony right beneath the 11th Street Bridge. And I don't know how many people know the significance of the 11th Street Bridge. Anyone?
She's speaking.
The 11th Street Bridge, the precursor of the 11th Street Bridge was the Navy Yard Bridge, and that represented the crossover from slavery to emancipation in the District of Columbia. So when we go for the commemoration in June, it's right beneath that bridge.
I got both.
And so we can draw upon the strength and courage of those ancestors. Another central part of Adasi is the creation of these sacred spaces. We are pretty much well known affectionately around the district as the altar ladies. We create these sacred spaces, and we don't have enough time to tell you how we came about doing that. But these are artistically created sacred spaces. These are like our memorials to the ancestors. Every single item here has a significant meaning to all of us. And every single altar, we have done hundreds of altars, every single sacred space is different. We have prominently the Sankofa bird from Ghana, which represents us. In order to move forward, we need to look back to capture what we have lost. We have the Ankh representing everlasting life. Of course, the red, black, and green liberation flag. We have the colors as well. The purple representing royalty. The yellow, we have children and people of the sun, the gold. We have the stool representing the continuity of the family. We have the family on the altar as well. We have the drum representing the heartbeat of the Creator. And we have many ancestors, not all of them certainly, but a number of ancestors that are around the altar. We also have the Welapuri figure, which represents the guardian figure of the ancestors, and the plants and lights illuminating, representing us as well. So there are, every single item on this altar was created for this occasion. We have some stones on the altar, and we're asking each one of you to take a stone before you leave. The stone represents that strength. Stone comes from just about every imaginable element. And the power of the stone indicates that power that exists within us, the eternal life that exists within us. These stones represent, it's an Adasi symbol that represents our connectedness to each other. There was a story that came out of the film Footprints of Pan-Africanism, an ancestor, as she was being kidnapped from the continent, she grabbed a stone because that was the only thing that would allow her to remember who she is and where she came from. So we ask every single one of you before you leave to take a stone. There's some blue stones and there's some shells. Please take one so that when you go back home, you can remember, so that we can break that amnesia, so that we can begin that healing and restoration process that our people need, so that we can connect with the ancestor to move forward and be the mighty people that we're supposed to be. It's not about hate, it is about healing and restoration. And I want to thank Amy again for allowing us to be here. I want to pass it on to our sister, E.M. McKenzie, because we have also very realistic bringing home why we need to commemorate the ancestors. Our sister from the African Burial Ground will give us a synopsis of the amazing work that she has done with ABF in New York. Sister E.M. McKenzie.
Hotep. Last, thank you for being here today. And I'm going to be real brief. Basically, what you're looking at is some of them bones. That's the bottom line. Some of the bones are mine. This is a result of 1990 when in New York, one of the buildings wanted to go up again, and it was a desecration. What happened is that the community came together. Hard, but we came together. It took us almost 20 years to get our ancestors reinterred to their rightful place in New York City. It wasn't like New York needed another building, but they decided that they were going to do this and then cover up more of the truth. We have workshops that we have to go to, so I'll go in more detail when I'm at my workshop. What you see in the big posters are our ancestors. Basically, the first one has to do with a sister that was shot on her way, running from the masses. What you see in the second one is how preserved the burial ground was for many, many years. And I'm talking about back to 1639, right on the Lower East Side of New York. It is a myth that people think that the South was more cruel and had more enslaved African lives than other places. Not so. It was New York. It was Vermont, Massachusetts, things like that. Those ships passed by the South and made its way up to New York. So a lot of that has come out, and let me just continue, is that what you see in the third poster is the Sankofa symbol. Actually, I'm going to move away in a minute. If you went closer, you would see those are actual beads of some of the coffins that were desecrated in New York. So the Sankofa symbol goes way back to our ancestors. It's not just a tradition, it is indigenous to who we are and who we will continue to be. So that is one of the coffins at that site. What you see in this latter one has to do with a woman who her baby was buried on the side of her. That was pretty much the style, if you were able to identify the time and place of your baby being killed or so forth. We finally, in October of 2004, we were able to get the remains reinterred. One of the things we're saying is you have to fight. You have to fight within yourself, believe within yourself. Some of them bones were mine, some of them bones were yours. One of the things that the government will continue to do is to tell you, no, you're not. You have no rights. So, the Black Lives Matter is very significant to yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So feel free to go on the Google and find what you want to find to substantiate what I am saying. However, you can go right in your backyard and you will find that your ancestors are right there, because it's within you that that is the case. We're talking about 400 remains that were surfaced. We're talking about 20,000 in one place in New York, Dwayne and Elk, in one place. So what happened to the rest of them? Well, that's another story. So this is about remembering what has happened to us today. Holocaust was not just yesterday, Holocaust continues today. Every day. So I'm continuing to spread the information about the desecration, about our ancestors, and more information. All I can say is that it has to continue to come from you. Our children have to be educated and informed and empowered. If you look down on the bottom of the table here, there's little toys and so forth like that. One of the major facts that you need to know is the ancestors talk through the children. And somehow, you know, people are passing by the children. Our children are going down. So we're basically in another Holocaust. We're not incarcerated. We don't have mental illness. The fact is we're just not being respected as a group of people. So our children are trying to tell us in a lot of different ways that we need to basically get a grip. So the sum of them bones is mine is important. It's not SOM, some of them. It is some of the way we talk. And we got to continue to express that. So as you come upstairs to the workshop, there'll be other pictures, more detailed than what you see here. And there'll be some information that you can take with you to follow you for yourself, family, and community. So blessing, thank you, and continue to stay strong, positive, and focused.
Black Power family? Come on, y'all can give them the strong Black Power than that. Black Power? All right. I'm the unofficial MC. We're waiting for the other MC to arrive, so be patient with us, family, until the keynote speaker arrives. I see, give a nice warm Black Power hand to Professor James Falls. Black Power. Black Power.
Silver Central, Maryland Tag 6, BA 4929. You live in Liberty Park, you blocking everybody in on that back road. Got the road through that car. Silver Central, from Maryland Tag 6B/A 4929. You live in Liberty Park. You blocking people in.
Greetings, everyone. All right, so I am actually, my name is Ray Hamer in Kisi, and I'm going to share with you some Congolese dance and movement. However, in traditional African dance, we don't usually like perform. You know, like they do in a ballet, everybody sitting and real quiet and everything, and then they clap after. We don't really do that. So I'm really going to ask you to kind of join me. And you can do that in your own way. You can do it with your hands. You can do it with saying something. You can move your hips, move your feet. But I just want to make sure that you're with me. That's how we do, right? So actually, I was planning to do a dance class, but I thought it would still be good, and so did Amy. If we just kind of give that music, that rhythm kind of thing out. So the piece that I'm going to start off with you, it was taught to me that they always just call it a fetish dance, but that can mean a lot of things. So I've seen it done for funerals, but I've also seen it done at weddings, naming ceremonies. So it's called Zabola. Can you say that for me? Zabola. Zabola. So the drummer is not here, and I've always found it a little bit difficult because there's not anyone really in this area that's playing Congolese drums right now that I know of. But I do like excellent drumming, so I have my friends on the recording. I'm going to play for you. Can I get you to say something with me? All I need you to say is, eh. Can you say that? Wamuneni Sakola. Wamuneni Sakola. Okay, you know how when you don't really know a song and you don't really say the whole song, but you just say, bang, you know, whole world. You know, you just say the part you know. So that's how I want you to do this. Whatever part you pick up, just say it out. So the song goes like this. I'm going to sing the whole thing so you have a melody. Mwana mama mwana mama wamuneni sakola mwana mama mwana mama wamuneni sakola kola 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 So I need the men. I mean, we don't have the whole class time to do it in a whole month or nothing to learn the song. But we just gonna enjoy the song, okay? And I apologize because in my mind, I hear a whole bunch of stuff. I hear the drums coming in, because the drums come in. Tu-ta-ta, tu-ta-ta, tu-ta-ta. Mwana mama mwana mama Wamuneni sakola, say your part. Wamuneni sakola, wamuneni sakola, wamuneni sakola. Mwana mama wamuneni sakola. Mwana mama mwana mama wamuneni sakola. Mwana mama mwana mama wamuneni sakola. Mwana mama y'all sleep? I know y'all
See, you getting the feed? You getting the feed from the sound man?
Yeah, just hold on.
Again, Black family, give a Black Power hand to the events going on now. The beautiful African drums, music, always getting us in the spirit of Africa. We have our upcoming next speaker. Are you finished? Our next speaker will be Professor Griff in a minute. I will MC Professor Griff because he's one of my great influences. Since his earlier days in Public Enemy, the original conscious hip-hop rap artist who awakened a generation, and so we always going to remember the great contributions that Professor Griff gave to hip-hop and rap. And well, look at it today, that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Yeah. So Black Power. Excuse me? Oh, I'm definitely not dancing. I'm sorry, family. The sister didn't finish her performance. Let me bring sister. You come up here. Well, my warmest apologies, family. Come back up here, sister, if they complete your. No, but I do want you to finish your dance. So I'm going to sit down and let you finish your dance.
So, yeah. Okay, excuse me. I just want to say this. African dance, a lot of times we look at the dance and the drumming as though it's the entertainment. But I just want to clarify for you that the dancing and the drumming is our culture. You understand? It's the power of our culture. It's a reason that they took all those drums in the South and piled them up in Congo Square and burned them. You understand? And they banned drumming in the United States. Okay? It's not because it's just an entertainment factor. I can dance. I dance at home. I can sweat till 3 in the morning and dance to myself. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm here to share the dance with you. What I feel, the depth of my core, I want to share it with you. So I just want to be clear that I'm not trying to just entertain you. That's not my interest. Okay? I want to be a part of it. So I'm just sharing with you what I hear.
Okay, so like right now, right? See how she's at? You want to tilt down. And then right here's your ceiling right here. You go out, or you can go in, top. See how I'm doing that? Excuse me, sister. So, you going to?
Let's give that glorious sister another black hand, please. Black power. Black power. Ungawa. Ungawa. Black power. Ungawa. Black power. Family, my name is Dr. My name is Dr. I'm the Last March, I will be moderating the rest of tonight's program until giving two awards. Dear family, I want you to welcome to this classroom one of our esteemed and phenomenal scholars. I always tell people that black people have scholars of our own that will tell our own narrative. Because for 500 years, the narrative of black people has been in the hands of our open enemies. So this next brother, as they say, needs no introduction. However, I will mention some of his many titles that I'm sure all of you are familiar with. This brother here is the author of the Browder File, Egypt on a Potomac. And he has shown us the African origin of civilization. He has shown us the African origin that the founding fathers of America had in mind when they brought us over here. They knew what they were doing when they set up their capital, Washington, D.C., after our ancestors. Please welcome with a strong black hand, Dr. Anthony T. Browder. Okay, family, I wasn't aware of that. Listen up, family, I forgot. Our peer made an error. I'm very sorry. On our program, it said Dr. Browder, and actually, thank you, sister. Praise God, go by the program, family. We'll keep things moving on. These people are out in the center, very fluid, but not so rigid. So I want to bring up, and of course, Brother Hassan here, our brother that's standing close, he actually gave our next brother that's going to speak a very thunderous introduction. So I'm going to bring up, since he was already introduced, let us bring up Professor Rick.
Yeah, brother, Dr. Anthony Browder had to fly out in a few hours, so he's going to be on already. So just wanted to let you all know that since the brother had to leave. Thank you. So in the divine name of the supreme being, I'm going to greet everyone with civilized greeting. Peace, shalom, hotep, whatever school of thought you're from, whatever greeting that you go by, I want to greet you. There's a few things I need to kind of correct. I'm sure the brother made no ill intention. I am not a YouTube scholar. That's an insult. You understand what I'm saying? Them numbskulls were just born a minute ago. You understand what I'm saying? I'm 57 years old. That's right. For real. I said no need for applause, and I'm not scolding you, brother. I'm just saying I've been around before the YouTube was invented. Studying, putting in work. You understand what I'm saying? Up at First World, sitting kneeling at the feet of our elders and now some of our ancestors. All right? So I just wanted to let the brother know that. And on another note, I've never participated in rap. We didn't call it rap. Do we know the four fundamental elements of hip-hop? So much so that in 2018, we shouldn't even grab this microphone still calling it rap. I'm an MC. You understand what I'm saying? A master of ceremony. You follow what I'm saying? When you pick this up, there's a duty and responsibility to this, being in front of the gods and goddesses. Am I right or wrong? So let's begin to get this. Let's not keep reinventing the wheel. You follow what I'm saying? This sister just gave us an exhibition of two of the elements of hip-hop. Can we please give this sister a round of applause? Thank you, sister. So, yeah, I need to bring my spirit back down so I can start where I needed to start. My brother, I love you, man. You know that. From back in the day when you had an afro. All right? We just had to get some of those things straight because, you know, there's a saying, once that arrow leaves the bow, you can't call it back. This is being recorded and being etched into the mind, into the spirit of the people, and have to carry this message on for the people that's not here. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to get it correct. And we're responsible for everyone that's sitting here, am I right or wrong? So we have to get the history correct. All right? Let's everybody just take a deep breath. Can we do that? A real, deep breath. All right. Need everybody to kind of look around the room, find a very unfamiliar face. I need everyone to stand up out of their comfort zone and everyone greet three people. Can we do that? I'm sure y'all will get a chance to meet one another. Everybody stand up out of your comfort zone. Y'all can put social media down for a minute and just greet one another.
Hey, bro, this is good shit, bro. Thank you.
Oh, good. All right. All right. So, brothers and sisters, I'm not going to be long. There's no clocks in here, so I'm not going to keep track of time. Just give me the high sign when y'all need me to stop. Is that cool with everyone? And I realize this is a church, right? My church etiquette. We can't bring the culture of the street into the church and then expect to leave here with our spirit intact. But we do have to respect the house of the Lord. Am I right or wrong? Although this is the house of the Lord, the human body, that houses the Spirit of God. But we do have to respect this house. Am I right or wrong? So let's respect both houses then. All right? There's a brother. Two brothers in there I want to acknowledge, or three, before I get started. First, there was a brother in here that I started doing business with, and we kind of took a break to to reassess some things, and hopefully we'll pick this business back up a little bit later on. So when I put the word out about what I was doing with this brother, people got really, really excited. They still ask me to this day. And it's almost been like 6, 7 months, probably 8 months. And I just want to acknowledge this brother. And I need y'all to understand that what the brother is doing is very instrumental in what's going to happen with us as a people in a not too distant future. All right? So let's acknowledge our brother over here that's selling this Ashe water. Stand up for a second. Matter of fact, come here for a second, bro. I don't know if y'all understand what's going on. This brother told me, he says, Griff, called me, sounded all excited. He was like, look, do you realize it's about to be a war for water? That if we don't control our own water, we're in trouble. This is what they're about. Water is going to be the new gold. Am I right or wrong? They're fighting over oil and diamonds and drugs and opium and a whole bunch of kind of stuff right now. But in a minute, we're going to be fighting for water and air. Are you following what I'm saying? Water is going to be the next war. That's going to be before it's going to be about water. So say a few words to the people about your company, Ashe.
Ashe water is, as you see, 100% natural water. You with them? So, natural water. You come across a lot of water in the stores that has a high pH level. A lot of that is artificial pH. Baking soda, anything, raise the pH level. So this is all natural. So that's what we want, all natural, everything, no GMO, anything. No GMO foods, no GMO waters, no GMO meat. Well, I don't know about that. But briefly, that's like full of water. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. So when the pH level drops, below a certain pH, the water turns green. So your body is doing the same thing. When your pH level drops from eating bad food or drinking bad things or acidic items, this disease will live in your body, or disease. And that's the basic side. So when you raise that pH level in your pool water, the water is clear. It's the same thing with your body. That's a lot of information that the doctors do not want you to know. I'm going to give this back to the group. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause. Real quick, this brother here, he won't be all inconspicuous. Brother Shaheed, God alone. Anytime I'm ever in this area or where the brother can get to me, the brother always comes and lends me support, and I just wanted to recognize Brother Shaheed, God alone. Let's give him a round of applause. All right? And then, of course, Professor Smalls. Don't do that to me, bro. I want to recognize our elder, our good brother, Dr. Professor Smalls. Let's give him a round of applause. He's a doctor and a professor. All right, so let me just start this real quick so I can kind of get out y'all's way so we can continue the program. All right? Our good Sister Soldier said that we're at war. And I don't know how many people really took her serious when she said that. So my few words tonight are dedicated to those that are dedicated. All right? If you're not dedicated, then you need to figure out what is it that you have to say and do in order to become dedicated not only to yourself, to your family, and to the collective of us as a people. And then dedicated to the degree where we start to affect real positive change, not just with the lip service. Okay, is that cool with everyone? All right. Keep in mind, I don't want to come off like I'm talking down or at you. All right. I want to have a family kind of discussion, fireside chat. That's cool with everyone. All right. There was Professor Smalls that imparted on me in a conversation that we was having at the Caravan of the Ancestors in Texas, in Houston, Texas, that he said that he's God having a human experience. All right? And I said, wow, that's deep. And that resonated with me. But I couldn't take that and repeat it unless I understood it. All right? So I understand what he's saying. Everything that's divine in nature lies within inside of us. Are you following me? There could be no other God before me or after me that's not of me. Are you following what I'm saying? So when I go to look for the solutions to the problem of Professor Griff's problems, I can't continue to look outside the God's self. I have to look inwardly. Am I right or wrong? And this is what we have to do as a people. So if the brother was to come introduce me again, he said, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce God having a human experience called Griff. And then you would applaud like you're about to do right now. That's cool. Don't worry about it. That's about a 1.5 on the applause meter. So let that resonate with you for 1 minute. All right? Because we're gods and goddesses in the room. Am I right or wrong? Okay. I want to also dedicate this to my sister. And my sister standing up with the one Afro puff. My sister Charlie right there. Always standing on post. We're supposed to have a class that we have every Wednesday night online. But me and Charlie decided to be here. And Charlie will tell you, other than my wife, the only woman's picture that I have up in my office is who, Charlie? Winnie Mandela. And I've been saying this for years. Only woman's picture I have up in my office is Winnie Mandela. All right? We have to become the embodiment of what Winnie Mandela's spirit is about. It's cool to have the picture up, but if I'm not going to carry into practice those principles that she lived by and to help liberate Africa by, then what good is it? Are you following what I'm saying? No, come on, talk to me. Are you following what I'm saying? All right. Winnie Mandela said on April 13, 1985, with our boxes of matches and our necklaces, we shall liberate this country. This is what Winnie Mandela gave us. Ever since I've heard that from Winnie Mandela, that resonated with me. Because I swear to this day, I cannot stand Uncle Tom bootlicking Negro. For real. That don't really deserve an applause, because all y'all know something, right or wrong. And y'all probably feel the way I do, but y'all don't, you won't get up here and say it. And but that's real. So on the cover of Public Enemy's first album, Upside Down, it says freedom is a road seldom traveled by the multitudes. And it is. Most of us were talking, few of us were actually walking. And that's real. So our good brother, our ancestor, Dr. John Henry Clark, says Africa is our center of gravity, our cultural and our spiritual mother and father, our heartbeat. All right, no matter where we live on the face of the earth, all right, even though we're not there in Africa, Africa is in us. Am I right or wrong? And that's the way we have to begin to move. All right. I remember having a conversation when I first started the study group that I now do online, and I told the class, I said I was in search of God, and I ran into myself. And I started seeing the body language and the faces crinkled up. And as we began to study with one another, all right, we've grown accustomed to understanding what that actually means. So I want to say this. So in the spirit of Winnie Mandela, in the spirit of that revolution, the African and the black revolution, that we have to continue. And as y'all already know, revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change as given to us by Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Am I right or wrong? This says, African proverb, and it says, once you conquer the enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. All right, let's say that again. Once you conquer the enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. This is the lesson that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave us about the term jihad. The war against the weakness of self. All right? This says,
talk to the audio guy.
in the Nayib Assembly,
Go to check it out right now.
the Revolutionary Daily Thoughts by Marlo Pumani K. Peruni out of Atlanta, Georgia, from the Occupant House. He says, revolution is not an activity for whiners, for individuals caught up in their complaints to rebel.
Okay.
Revolution is not something that we decide to take on to impress anyone, except our ancestors and our children. Revolution is not a hobby or avocation. It is not a game. I'm going to say that again. Revolution is not a game. It's not a game, people. Revolution is not televised or broadcast from a soapbox or a podium. Revolution is not a walk in, sit in, stand by, or lay in. Revolution is not reform.
Hey, what's going on?
Revolution is not reform.
Talk to me.
Because all they have to do is sign some other signature, shuffle some paperwork around, and you right back to where you was in the beginning. Am I right or wrong? Come on, talk to me, y'all. Revolutionaries do not waste their time trying to recast or remake an incorrigible evil in a kinder, gentler image, quitting at the first sign of difficulty. Revolution is not an option for self-integrationists lost in the glory in the bedrooms of our open enemy. Here you are on the battlefield, on the front side or the back line. As soon as a big leg white woman comes through, you put your weapon down and you go on, hop in the fence on the side of the enemy to romance his daughter. That's not a revolution. That's not complete constructive conscious change. That's an insult to the ancestors. Am I right or wrong? So instead of you thinking that when they bring the fight to you to come get your child or to shoot down another black man or woman or ask us to leave another damn Starbucks, and if we don't lay them dead at our feet, the earth should reject our bodies. Are you following what I'm saying? Revolution is not the work of adult children trained in the art of quitting at the first sign of difficulty. Revolution is not an option for self-integrationists lost in the glory and the bedrooms of our eternal enemy. Revolution is not an ongoing debate. We're not going to debate this. When the war horn is sounded, all right, stop what you're doing and take to the battlefield. Revolution is not an ongoing debate. Given our historical situation, revolution is a natural occurring phenomenon. And revolutionaries are the people we have naturally become as we uncover the seriousness of the war against us and decide that there will be no more torment this day forward. All of those that are about the mindset of revolution, this day, right now, let's be about the spirit of Winnie Mandela and let's take the war to our enemy. Alright? Let's take the war to the enemy. Does that continue or does that mean wrap up? Okay. There's only one enemy. And the enemy of the African is the enemy of the God that lies within inside of you. These people have been at war with us ever since they've been on the planet. Everything we're in sync with, they've been at war with. The air, plants, the universe, the land, everything. Animals, everything they've been at war. So why is it that, brother, if you move them damn hands one more damn time, I know I'm good. No, this is a test of our patience that we have to have for our people. Whether they're bald head, whether they got wigs or weaves. We just have to be patient. I got you, sir. So, I'm going to take two more minutes of your time. Is that cool? So, 10 minutes. All right. Don't invite me, and then you give me a plane ticket in a hotel room, and you come give me 2 minutes to speak. I could have did this on my cell phone. I can't get be one of the people trying to defend the people in person. Let's not ever do that to one of us, not the least of us. Not to say I'm any more important than you are. There's no big I and little you. Am I right or wrong? I am because we are, therefore I am. Right or wrong? Okay. Here I am, up at night, late, toiling over notes, thinking about you on how can I best spark your curiosity and your energy.
I just got finished talking
Waking
to the
and
sound
quickening
guy.
the ancestors that are laying dormant in us so that we can continue to do this work. And he over here doing cheerleading moves, and I'm like, bruh, I got to this. Just want to let some of the brothers know, and when I throw this out there, please, Malcolm said, when you throw a rock in the crowd of dogs, the only one that hollers the one that get hit. So nobody take this personally. He says, he who is ruled by his appetite belongs to the enemy. You are no good to us if you are ruled by your appetites. You're no good here or on the African continent. We have no use for you. So skipping forward in my notes, I can't even thumb through this quick enough to pull up the notes that I want to pull up to say to you on here. Now, I can't take my time. I got 8 minutes. If we would adhere to the 42 laws of Ma'at, most of what we deal with every day, we wouldn't even have these problems. Am I right or wrong? You don't need somebody checking on you to do what you're supposed to do. Am I right or wrong? So I am asking for your permission, along with the elder Baba, Professor Smalls, in the back, if y'all would take my phone number down, or even get his information, I'm going to ask y'all to ask the elders across the country. All right, this is just me. This is me staying up late at night, and I just said to myself, let me take off these readers so I can look you right in the face so you can see my face and look at my eyes. I want permission. You don't have to give it to me today. I'll wait to hear from the elders. I want permission from the elders after they call on the ancestors and speak to the God of our people, to have permission to help organize and orchestrate a council of elders in every city. A council of elders. I'm so glad the rest of you are not applauding. We don't even really know what that means. The elders need to govern our actions, am I right or wrong, in every city. So the madness that we're hearing and see even on social media, all right, we can quail that. If we had to, if everyone had to answer to someone or someone's, am I right or wrong? There's nothing wrong with having conflict, but conflict resolution is what we need, right or wrong? That's one thing. The second thing I need permission to do from the elders that are still among us, all right? I want the permission to put together a self-defense force. I'm not stupid. There's agents in the room right now, and I'm aware of that. And I know by me putting this out, they're writing notes right now to take that to their field office. This ain't got nothing to do with no black identity extremists. All right? We're responding to you, and you ain't seen black people get extreme. We have never saw that. Am I right or wrong? Because once we see that, then it's all over with. You ain't never really seen us really angry, where we're going to actually do something about this particular oppression and shooting us down in the street. So I'm just humbly asking for permission. And if I don't get the phone call or the email to get called in to sit down and say, okay, what you got, Professor Green? And I'm letting y'all right now, I pay my own way to every city to sit in front of every council of elders to present what I have. I'm just saying to y'all right now, this is my solution to some of this madness that's going on in every city. So the next time someone takes to YouTube or social media and disrespect our elders, no, you got to see me. Plain and simple. No, not me. See us. I don't want to sound tough. I'm only 5'6" up here. 150 pounds. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with a security force? A self